Hello everybody, Thorgal here, and welcome back to the last part 6 of my Advanced Rocketry mod Spotlight series. This is a little addition where I wanted to cover a couple more items and multi-block structures from this fantastic mod that some of them aren't really working, some of them are, but I wanted to show them off anyways, because if they get finished, they're gonna be amazing. But, by the way, this is not my regular skin, but the authentication servers are down at the time of this recording, so... But let's get started with two items here that are handheld. There's a jackhammer. There's a recipe for it. You can make this. And then there is also this basic laser gun, where there is no recipe for it yet, but it is actually functional. And let's get started with the jackhammer first. It's pretty much a multi-mining tool, and I set up a little wall over here. I wanted to just test with you on how fast it is. So this is against regular stone, and you guys see this is a one hit. I am in survival. This is a one hit mining, the same for iron. Gold, it takes 2 hits. Grass, it doesn't work very well, just like if you use your fist. The same for the woods. I'm not even gonna finish them, but you guys can see it takes quite a long time, just like if you hit it with your fist. It's also very fast on diamond, of course netherrack, and now let's test obsidian. It is quite fast, so it's probably... I'm gonna say it feels at least like a diamond pickaxe with efficiency 5. It is extremely fast, but it's just like a pick, so it does not work very well on grass or wood at all. Okay, the next item is the basic laser gun, and that is just a... I'm gonna be pretty far away here from this pick, and you just right click it, and it's an instant ranged attack. Now let's see, how much did this do? This did half a heart, so every hit is half a heart. So it does very little damage, but of course you can just hold down, and it's, you know, it's much better than a bow or anything. And the reason why I think it's not implemented already to craft yet is because it doesn't have any ammunition or energy cost. I also wanted to show that you can enchant the jackhammer. So this would give me efficiency 4, but I'm not gonna enchant it just yet, because in the anvil I would like to add a silk touch book. Let's go ahead and get that and see if it actually works. I'm pretty sure it will. Let's go ahead, and there we go. So you can add silk touch to the jackhammer or efficiency. Efficiency is probably overkill because it would make insane mining. And the basic laser gun you cannot enchant, nor can you... Let me give myself like a... Actually, let's give myself smite. Let's go ahead and see if we can do that. No, so you cannot do smite. Let's see if we can do looting. No, we cannot enchant it via books and the anvil at all. So the basic laser gun is not implemented yet. That's also why there's no recipe, I'm sure, but the jackhammer is a really good tool to have. Next, I want to cover the Railgun, which is a very cool way of item transport between planets. First, when I saw Railgun, you know, I thought it was a mob defense system or something like that, but it is not. It's just an item transportation system, which is quite expensive with all the titanium advanced structure blocks, and also you need a lot of copper coils right here to make this tower. And the way it works is we're gonna need the actual main block of it, and we're gonna need 2 linkers. And we put that in here, and it looks like this. It is a really good looking multi-block structure. Again, it's amazing. And the way it works is that if you can have an input hatch or an output hatch, or both. If you have only an input hatch, then this machine can only receive items. If you have an output hatch only, it can only send items. If you have both hatches, it can do both, send and receive. Okay? And then what you need to do is, we're going to turn this on, and we're going to take a linker and shift right click this railgun main block. And now we're going to go ahead and go up to the moon real quick, because I have set up a counterpart up there. Let's go ahead and do that. And then this is so different. Not just like with the elevators, where we just linked them together and it remembered it. But you actually need to leave the linker there. So we're going to go ahead and form the second one right there. And then we're going to use another empty linker and shift right click this one. Now, I can turn this on and put a linker in here. from the first one in the overworld. Now this one is linked to dimension 0 at those coordinates. Okay? I don't need this linker yet. That is pretty much only for sending purposes, if I'm not mistaken. So let me give myself a, whatever, stack of stone. And we're going to put that into the input hatch. Come on, put it in. That is the output hatch. I get confused with the whaler. And you guys see, you heard a poof. Usually you see the items flying. But the items are gone. You can see them flying for just a split second. So let's go back down on the overworld and see if the items have arrived there. They should be sitting in the output hatch of this railgun. Come over here. So this is, there it is. Those are the items. Let's go ahead and put the linker in here and let's put 4 stacks in there and turn it off just because I would like to see if we can actually see it in action. There we go. You guys saw that? It just shut all 4 stacks up. And I want to see it with more items. So it is on. And I've added a hopper here. And I'm going to put this in here. And we're going to just see if it will here very shortly. Oh, that is so awesome. I love it. This is the coolest. Also the sound effect. Look at this. I'm not sure why the items aren't coming out straight in the middle of the machine. But this is a fun way of item transportation. For this next machine, I went into survival mode and put our regular spacesuit on, but I did turn the jetpack off. So I cannot fly. Because we're going to play around with the gravity controller. This machine here took me quite some time to figure out how it works. And I wanted to notice that the power is coming from underneath the machine in the middle. But let's put this on here and right click and it makes this little cute multi-block machine here, which probably has one of the best animations I've ever seen. But let me show you how I'm going to test if this actually works. And that is, I have these 2 pillars here, and now I'm going to jump up, and then at the highest point, I'm going to place the red wool. Yeah, right there. So this is just my indicator if the gravity will actually work, right? So if it works, and I add artificial gravity, I shouldn't be as high as possible to jump as high as this one right there. So when you open this, it has this interface right here. By default, it has a radius of 15, and gravity right now 0, right? And you can add this slider here to the right, however far you want. And we can add a maximum of 1.95 gravity. And this is the part that took me quite some time to figure out. So let's go ahead and turn this machine on. So I can show you what my problem was. And it slowly builds up and you can start seeing it spin here. That's why I said it's probably one of the coolest animated blocks I've ever seen, because it gets really fast. And then it gets even to the point that you get this optical illusion that it looks like it's spinning the other way around when it's at super high speed. So you have these things right here. The 6 different directions, just like on many other machines in Minecraft. And I am most interested in the bottom one, okay? So because if I have a station on a planet or something, this is kind of bothering me. Okay, when you constantly jump super high, like if you're in your base and you're just trying to get on top of another block to place something, but every time you jump super high, right? So this is nice to add artificial gravity into your space station, or into your planetary station, I should say. So this one right here has, all these have the same settings, okay? I can say mode active set. So what that means is, it doesn't matter what gravity the planet or the moon you're on has, it will override it with the gravity it currently has generated right here. And then you can you can change it to additive. So we'll add this gravity to whatever gravity we have on the moon. I don't know how much gravity we have here. There is some gravity, because otherwise we would just fly into outer space if we press space to jump. But so, what I'm interested in first off is set active, okay? And now check it out. Is it fully spun up? Almost. So now it's at max gravity in a 15 block radius. So now if I jump up, check it out. I can only get that high. So there's a clear difference, okay? And now the other interesting part is if I set it to additive, I can't even get that high, okay? I can't even jump up a single block anymore because the gravity is so strong. So this is, it's really nice. And now I show you why I got so confused with this. Because I thought that, you know, it will only give that gravity to underneath the machine. So if you're underneath that metal block, that's where you will be affected. And I thought if you're only on this side, if I set it to the west, I think this is west. This is north, sorry. If I set it to the north, that it will only be in effect when you're over there. But it's actually not true. It enforces that into this direction. So let's say right here I'm facing east. If I turn east on, check it out. It actually pushes me this direction because it enforced the gravity over here, which pulls me towards the machine and then shot me over it, right? So this is how that works, and it took me, and I can't get back to the machine anymore. I need to go game mode C so I can fly there and change it. Why did it turn night? That is weird. Why do I didn't turn off the... Oh, I can't touch the ground or I get catapulted away. I'm not sure why it turned night. I didn't play around with the daylight cycle. Interesting. Time set day. Oh, there we go. Not sure how it turned night here. But anyway, so if you are in a space station and you want to, you know, have regular overworld kind of gravity, just set it to set active at the max, at least on the moon here. Yes, there we go. And now you can still jump up one block, okay? Just like, probably want to turn it down a little bit, so maybe you can jump 2 blocks or whatever. And then also, if you count here, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So this block right here, yeah, we still have that gravity. But as soon as we get on the 16th, you see that gravity is not getting enforced anymore, and I can jump higher. Next, we're going to take 3 more satellites that we can use for different functions. 2 of them do not currently work. I cannot see any fixes for it, and I also went to the bug report for the mod and found them confirmed. Hopefully they will be fixed, and they have worked in the past in earlier versions, so I'm guessing that they're going to be fixed. I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to build them and how they should work, so once they have been fixed, you should be able to do it. So the first one has to do with biome changing. Okay, in order to build that satellite, again, you need a chassis right there. And instead of a chip, you need to put a biome changer remote. Okay, and then up here we have the biome changer attachment for the satellite. I gave it 2 large solar panels just so it produces more power, as well as a double small battery pack here so it can store more. And I also put one down here in the I/O and 2 data storage units. Now, these right here, I do not know if they're needed, but I explained to you why the battery pack is here, because I want to test something else here. And we're going to go ahead, and also, sorry, these data storage units, I have not put in before either, because I wasn't sure if they're needed, and this time I'm going to put them in to see if it maybe works. Okay, so we got our satellite, and you guys see here, it's tied to ID 10, is this biome changer. So we're going to go ahead and shoot this guy up into space. Regular satellites like we always have them, and off you go. The next one we're gonna take a look at is the ore scanner. This one is functioning. You need an ore mapper, and instead of a chip, you need to put an ore scanner, the chassis. I gave it 3 large solar panels, so I don't know how much power it will need, and 3 data storage units. Again, these are needed on this one. If you have at least 3,000 data available, you can narrow down, you can filter by ore, I should say. Okay, if you don't have that, it will just show you everything, which is kind of useless. And you will see why in a second. So you definitely want to have those 3 in there. And we'll put you in here and shoot you off. Oops, did I never link this one? Let me double check. Oh, I didn't fuel it. There we go. Alright, let's fuel you. It is linked and off you... What? It's full of fuel. How many times do I need to link you? A satellite is in here. What's your problem? This must be the first machine to link. Linked successful. Okay, I'm not sure what was the issue here, but here we go. Off we go. And the last satellite I want to build is a microwave transmitter. Now this one I have for sure been able to find out that it currently does not work. If you already had existing microwave transmitter satellites, they will still work, but if you deploy new ones, they do not. So chassis, this time we're doing a D chip. We put the microwave transmitter. I gave it 2 large solar panels, an internal storage, 2 data chips, and an external storage as well. The 3 down here, I'm pretty sure you don't need, but I wanted again put them in there to see if maybe one of these things fixes it. So let's go ahead and build this one as well and shoot it off, and then I'll show you guys what we're gonna use them for. So there's my, ooh, I can't see anything, so much smoke. You're full, okay. Put the satellite in here and off you go. Weird that I built them all through the same way. The middle one didn't want to work. All right, so let's take a look first at the one that does work, okay? And let me give myself some ore for that. Let's get gold and iron. So, well, actually, we're going to have to wait. It's connected. Okay, so it's already up. This one is up. And this one is still in flight. Okay, so when you right-click this ore scanner, let me turn off the GI over here. It needs a while to connect to here first. And now it shows us in the middle here. And everything red is ore. Well, that doesn't help you very much now, right? When you use the arrow keys on your keyboard, and when I press up, I zoom in further, okay? So I can actually zoom in really close. Like, I mean, this is a 2x2. This is a 4x4, 8x8, 16x16. Let's go with the 16x16. So each one of them is a block. If I click on this, it shows me the coordinates of where that is on the left-hand side. What these 2 bars over here are, by the way, I do not know. I don't think they have a functionality. But if you check here real quick, if we put this into a satellite terminal, the ore scanner right there. Actually, did it show before? Oh, I don't need that for that one. I'm sorry. But if you hover over it, it shows here max zoom 7 and can filter ore true. If that says can filter ore false, then you did not put enough data chips in there. That's why we needed those 3. So let's go ahead and open this again and zoom into 16x16. And this shows us all the ore, but that doesn't help me, right? If I'm looking for something specific like gold. Now check it out. When I click on gold, it highlights it with the screen in the back, and now it shows me where the gold is. So now if I click here, I see negative 1209, negative 1034, which is like right here somewhere, right? So if I would dig down straight here, I will find gold ore. And it worked pretty good so far in my testing. The only problem I found is, this is iron for example, is that when I use diamond and also when I choose iridium, because I tested that, figuring, you know, I'm going to see if I can find some iridium. I'm going to stay at the max range here, max zoom level, right? Which is, I think, 64. No, this is more. But anyway, when I click on diamond ore, there is not a single diamond ore in the area, which is not correct. There is diamonds down here, for sure. And when I click on iridium ore, there is one right there. And I went to these coordinates, and when I went over here, and I checked again, it went up to here. And when I went closer to that dot, it went further away. And I also wrote down these coordinates right here, negative 1200, negative 1055, and dug down, and I was not able to find any iridium. So this is a hoax, and diamond doesn't seem to work. But gold and iron worked on the dot. I had no problems with those. Okay, now next I want to take a look at the microwave energy satellite right here. And you guys see that it says planet unknown. But if you put this chip into here one time, and now it says planet Earth. And that is a problem. It should show you already without having to put it in a connector. And how they're supposed to work is you make yourself this multi-block structure right here, which is a microwave receiver. Now these 3 on this side, D3, D3, and D3 are however you want it. Only the solar panels need to be in that arrangement. And then in the middle you put the receiver. You really only need 1 input hatch and 1 power output plug. This is where the power is supposed to be stored so you can send it to your machines. And you need 1 input hatch to put this satellite ID chip into it. And now it is supposed to get connected to the satellite, and via microwave, it charges these, and you can collect energy. So we turn it on. It says generating 0 RF. It's not getting any power here, and none of these power plugs are getting any power. So this is the proper, correct way of setting it up. The satellite shows that it is a microwave energy satellite that is in the orbit of Earth, and so on. So it's supposed to be working, but it's a known bug that hopefully will be fixed soon. Okay, and the last part that I want to take a look at is let me turn this on again, is the biome changer remote. Now, this biome changer remote, I was actually not able to find a bug report on it or anything, but I cannot get it to work. I'm pretty sure that I'm doing it right. It also says it's connected. Number of biomes scan 0, ident 10, planet unknown. Let's go ahead and put it into one of these just to make sure. Now it shows planet Earth. All right, and it showed ready. So now how this is supposed to work is that when you stand in any kind of biome, okay, and you shift right click, you guys see there's nothing here yet. And the extra battery I put in, by the way, I was hoping that maybe it now charges me here, this biome remote, but it doesn't. I guess what I could do is, well, you cannot charge anything in these power output plugs. I don't see any way of being able to charge this remote, but we've seen a lot of these items that actually don't require power, but had a power port here. But anyway, so let's go ahead and click on scan, and then it closes, right? But now it shows you I have planes available, right? Now, how it's supposed to work, according to the wiki, is that you go into a different biome. So let's go, we come right here. This is an extreme hills biome. If you look on the left-hand side, biome extreme hills. And you're supposed to shift right click, select planes, or the biome you want to do, and then without shift, just right click. And now it's supposed to change a 20 by 20 area around the player to this biome for the cost of 100 RF a tick or 100 power a tick and so on. Well, that is why I gave that satellite that internal buffer. That's why I gave that satellite the big solar panels and so on, but I just cannot get it to work. It doesn't matter. I tried 6 or 7 different satellites in a copy of this world with different configurations and so on. I just can't get it to work. I'm not sure how it's supposed to work and so on, but unfortunately I can't show you this. But I guess, you know, if it works, it will just change the biome here, so the grass becomes a little bit greener, and it's gonna say biomes plains. And I have seen many other people in like what's that mod pack that a lot of people are playing now? Forever Stranded, I believe. That is like a really hostile desert planet, and so on. They were able to change the biomes there, so I know it's supposed to work this way, but I can't get it to run. So also I wanted to mention that the biome changer as well as the microwave transmitter only work on the planets that you send the satellite off from, okay? So if I would set up the microwave transceiver here on the moon, then I would not be able to get any of the microwaves to power it. So if you need to use it on a planet, you need to launch the satellite from that planet. So for this next mega multi-block structure over here, I'm going to show you in a second, we need another satellite, which is the same one as the biome changer. I need this remote again, but I need to build it one more time because I need to launch it from the moon. Otherwise, I cannot connect to this one. So here's our satellite. Here's our biome changer. And hello, there we go. Let's go ahead and put the satellite in here. And I just saw it was not filled. Let's fill this one again. Get a linker. Go ahead and link this up to that, and off you go. All right, so we're going to shoot this one off, and it's going to take a second until it's up there, and I need to wait for that so I can actually do something with this remote, right? So, what's this one over here? This is the Mega Monster Super Terraformer. That unfortunately does not work currently, but I wanted to show you how it's supposed to work, and there's a lot of bugs reported about it. I'm going to have to search for that. It's Atmospheric Terraformer. Now, as you can see, this is going to cost you an arm and a leg to build, okay? This is 3 tall, an insane amount of liquid fuel tanks. You need a lot of clay blocks and gravel, concrete, which isn't so expensive, but you need a lot of advanced machine structures. and you need a bunch of oxygen vents on the top and so on. But let's go ahead and form it because it is amazing looking. You already get the sound even though it's not doing anything. So this is what this multi-block structure looks like. Now what it's supposed to do is you can change the atmosphere. Okay. By default, I checked in my config, it was completely disabled, as well as the biome changer and the terraforming. They were both disabled in the config for good reasons because they both don't work. But I enabled them both in hopes that maybe I can show you how it works, okay? So you have this GUI here, and right now we have a pressure of 0 on this planet because we're on the moon. There is no atmosphere. But for an incredible amount of power, plus oxygen and nitrogen. Now you guys see here, I made the mistake of actually using oxygen and hydrogen, which I guess I should correct here real quick, just to make sure that that did not cause the problem. So let's go ahead and break these. So the nitrogen is going to be a problem already because you can only get them from gas mining, right? So you're going to have a really good gas mining setup in order for this to go. By default, this machine needs 40 millibuckets of each of those fluids per tick. That is an insane amount to keep up with it, okay? And when you want to increase the atmosphere or decrease the atmosphere, it needs 40 millibuckets a tick of both fluids plus an insane amount of power. And then it will transform this pressure down here by 0.01 every 15 minutes. Okay, so I changed it to not require any gas because you can't even start the machine. Like if I start it right now, it's telling me missing biome changer link, okay? Which I'm gonna go ahead and check real quick. Whoops, I don't have one of those. But we have the biome right here. It's connected, right? Hold on a second. Because it has two functionalities. I can put it in here and now it's not running. And if I turn it on, it says running. Okay, if the gas was in here and full, and I tested this in a different world, I just never fix the hydrogen mistake that I made here instead of having it nitrogen, but I tested it somewhere else. It tells you even if you set down the amount needed to 1 millibucket a tick, it still says not enough gas available. Okay, and that's been reported. So you can only run it if you disable any kind of gas usage. So now it's running. But it's still not doing anything. I can let this run forever. Because I changed the modifier to 10,000. So, I don't know if it's just going to reduce to 15 minutes. Or after 15 minutes, it's going to take 10,000 times 0.01. I was never able to do it, okay? But the graphics and the animation works. It's really cool. Like it's blowing a bunch of gas out into the atmosphere, right? It's really nifty. And when you change this over to decrease atmosphere, you guys see it's now sucking it in. Is that cool or what? And I tried both. I also went to an actual planet, not a moon. I went to a planet and had atmosphere of 1.79 and changed it to decrease and went AFK for an hour. Nothing ever happened. Okay, so this machine right now just doesn't do anything. What it is supposed to do is, number one, you can increase and decrease the atmosphere just so you can make it breathable. But if you take the remote, and this is the only way I can figure it out, because right here, I'm on the moon, right? So if I look at this and to scan biome, it doesn't show me. Actually, does it show here? Connected planet Luna, yes. It doesn't even show you the biome from here, the moon biome, okay? But I went to the overworld, okay? Because that's the only way of how I can figure out how to terraform something into something new, right? If you don't have that biome on the planet, you can't do it. So I'm going to go ahead and scan here, and now you see I have planes available. And let's go back to the moon. And we're going to select planes and put it back in there. So you're supposed to be able to change the atmosphere, but also actually change the biome for the entire planet. Okay, it takes a long time, so let's go ahead and select that. And put it back in here. Selected biomes, planes. Let's turn it off and on again. It still says selected biomes, planes. Of course, yeah, it says it's connected to this satellite here. But I wasn't able to get the biome from. I hope that makes sense what I'm explaining here. But you see, the biome is still moon, and I can actually let me go back to increase atmosphere, just to make sure that that does not make a difference. But again, I had this run for a very long time in a different world, and a copy of this, and it just never did it. It did not change the biome nor the atmosphere or anything. But I hope it's going to be implemented. Now, I think it's a little bit crazy that with this one machine, I can change the biome on the entire planet. On the wiki, it says on chunks that have not been generated, once you go to them, they will slowly generate as well, even if the machine is done already, okay? So it's pretty crazy that you can change an entire planet, so maybe that is the problem, that why this isn't currently working. But yeah, anyway, so I said I increased it. You never see anything happening over here and so on. But I still wanted to show you this machine. I have, again, seen other people actually use it and transform the moon. But in this version, currently, it does not work. But the way I showed you, it should work. You just need to have the satellite up here, scan a biome you like, select that biome, put it in here, and it's supposed to change the atmosphere plus the biome for the entire planet. Alright, but now I believe I have shown you guys everything that I can think of in the advanced Rocketry mod. I don't think I forgot anything. I mean, the bed obviously is just a bed that you can use if you use as far as I know, if you use a regular vanilla bed. I guess we can test this real quick. So here's, what? What's happening? Okay, as far as I know is if you use a regular vanilla bed, excuse me, where's the bed? It's gonna explode. I guess I need it to be night or something for this to happen. On planets and moons, or maybe you can sleep right now because, you know, it is daylight. But apparently the regular vanilla beds explode, while the one from Advanced Rocketry is made for that, so it doesn't explode. And let's see here. I think everything else I've shown. At least I believe I did. And I had a lot of fun making this. It was pretty crazy because the mod is so complex. And again, with this version, there was a lot of undocumented changes that I had to figure out. And I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope that I was able to teach you something and that you're going to enjoy this mod as much as I will in a survival world. And, well, that is it. I hope you had fun. And I'll see you in the next mod spotlight. Take care, stay safe, and bye-bye.